Welcome to the Maximum Edge Sports Wagering Show. My name is John Santucci. Call me Tooch. I got with me Anthony. We're going to break down the NFL action today. Anthony, good morning. Happy Sunday.
Good morning, man. Happy Sunday. Thank God it's Sunday. Oh my gosh.
I'm telling you, if anybody tells you they had an awesome day yesterday, they're fucking lying.
1000%. There was no game. It had to be one of the most unpredictable days of sports betting in my entire career. No joke. And that's about 20 years worth of sports betting. That was the most unpredictable day. Games that should have covered, not even close. I mean, I didn't even touch the Florida game, but Florida getting destroyed by South Carolina?
Blown
Are
out.
you kidding me right now?
Yep.
Blown out. This is the same team that almost beat Alabama.
Yeah.
Georgia not covering. I don't want to say it was the day of the dogs because it wasn't the day of the dogs. Navy didn't cover. They were a solid dog. Wake Forest was a solid dog. They pushed.
Cincinnati didn't cover. Ohio State didn't cover.
Cincinnati didn't cover. Ohio State didn't cover. I mean, we were on Nebraska. We didn't bet, but we picked Nebraska, but they didn't cover. I mean, none of the top teams covered. Alabama almost lost at home to LSU. I mean, we pounded Houston minus 13 and Alabama minus 28. Absolute joke. Houston giving up two kickoff return for touchdowns to USF, the YMCA team. And they only won by 12. They scored, 46, 48 points and won by 12? Are you kidding me? Two kickoff return for touchdowns? That has to be a record. Tied for the record. So, college football Saturday was an absolute joke in my end.
It was brutal.
I would love to know who actually won yesterday.
Yeah, if you bet like one, I told you I like Purdue yesterday. So if that was the only game you're betting, you'd had a pretty good day, right?
If you bet one or two games, you could have easily won. I mean, we bet a bunch of games throughout the day. So we got the early games, the mid-afternoon games,
right,
the evening games. So, I mean, it was just brutal, especially the night games. Night games is especially killing.
Yep.
We're looking forward to Sunday. I mean, I love Sunday. I've been talking about these games with you all week, and I flip-flopped a couple of them just due to injuries and late news, but I am so excited for today.
I am too. Earlier in the week, I looked at Sunday's games, and I didn't see a lot of hope. Last night and this morning when I was going over my research and notes and capping the games, I found that I liked the card a lot more than I thought I did. So should we get into today's card or today's games?
Yeah, real quick, I want to say I haven't talked to you about this, but you said on Tuesday, you called me on Tuesday and said I got the pound of the week. Do you remember what game that was?
The Saints?
No. Troy minus
Troy. Yeah.
They covered easily.
Yeah.
And they won, and we didn't even play it.
I know. Yep. So I like that game a lot.
Yeah. So let's get into today's games, but I had to give you credit on that one because you called it on Tuesday.
Yeah, I didn't play it either. As I got on, I liked a lot of other games. And, it turns out my first instincts were right. But, yeah, I like the Troy game. I wish that was the only game I bet yesterday. And Purdue.
That would have been nice, right? That would have been nice.
Right. All right. So, first game we're going to look at is the Falcons and Saints. And I got to say, man, I like the Saints today. This is probably going to be one of my top plays. This line opened at -5 at 45.5, but now the total's down to 41.5. And the Saints are a 6-point home favorite. And both teams, have injury issues. Of course, the Saints losing Jameis Winston. I'm not so sure that losing Jameis Winston is that much of a bad thing. He hasn't had a spectacular year. He certainly hasn't come close to filling Drew Brees' shoes. And then the Falcons lose probably their best offensive player in Calvin Ridley, who is taking a mental health break. More power to him, but that leaves the Falcons without a deep threat. And the Saints' biggest vulnerability on that stellar defense is the deep pass. So, your thoughts on Saints and Falcons?
I mean, when we spoke this morning, you broke this game down to the T. Saints has got a very good defense. They're at home. Simeon, all he has to do is manage the game, really. And the Falcons, I mean, this is a no-brainer. They have no defense, zero defense. I mean, what is it? Who was that? Sam Darnold was schooling the Falcons defense last week, and that's Sam Darnold for crying out loud. The Falcons have no defense whatsoever, especially if you give the opposing team a 2-minute drill against the Falcons defense. That's an easy score. Falcons have one weapon on offense, well, two, as they got Cordell Patterson and their tight end. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but this
Kyle
has Saints
Pitts.
written all over. Yeah, and you know what? That's signing of Mark Ingram last week. I mean, we saw it versus the Bucks. You can't stop Mark Ingram.
Brilliant signing.
He is so tough to tackle. And he's finally happy. He loves being in New Orleans. That's the number one place he wants to play with. I mean, Saints -6 is the play on this one. They're going to pound the ball. I see a huge game out of Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram in this game.
Yeah, all they really have to do is run the ball well. I think Falcons don't really stop the run that well. I think they're probably around the 20th against the run. But the Saints defense, man, number 10 in the NFL, but boy, they really are good at every level, you know, from the defensive line to linebackers to their secondary. They'll probably maybe they'll put Marshawn Lattimore on Kyle Pitts and neutralize Matt Ryan's best target. You know, put your best guy on their best guy. That's what I would do. Let's go inside the numbers a little bit. Atlanta 1-6 against the spread, their last 7 against New Orleans. Total's gone under in Atlanta's last 5 games on the road versus New Orleans. Atlanta 1-5 against the spread versus the NFC South. New Orleans 12-5-1 against the spread their last 18 games. I mean, it looks too good to be true, but I think in this case it probably is. 6, I don't think is a tough number to cover for the Saints. I think at least a touchdown victory here. The total, I'm staying away from the total. Your thoughts on the total?
Definitely stay away from the total. If I had to pay it up on, I would pick under. But I mean, the totals will way stay away. The only way the Saints don't cover this game is if there's turnovers by the Saints offense. That's the only way this game does not get covered. And I'm very confident the Saints don't turn the ball over and actually get turnovers. So it's going to be a Saints game all here.
I think they made the right decision going with Trevor Siemian. You know, he's a veteran. He's got a little more starting experience than Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill I think of him more as a running back than a quarterback, to be honest. I think it's great. I think it's in their best interest to maybe use him on some quarterback run plays. You know, run pass the RPO with Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara. Man, you got to stop one of those guys.
All he has to do is manage the game, and that's all he needs to do. Especially in a game like this, this is a perfect game for him to get his first start. Even though last week pretty much he played the whole game, but they're playing a very, very bad defense. This is a perfect opportunity to just get some reps in versus an actual team and not on practice.
Yeah, and he is a guy that can play that game manager and not turn the ball over. He doesn't have to do much, and he's a smart player. So yeah, I like the Saints. Let's move over to another game here. Patriots at the Panthers. Patriots a 3.5 road favorite, getting a lot of love from their last few games. This line opened at -2.5, over under a 44.5. Over under sits at 41.5. Also, like the Saints and Falcons game, it's been most of the value in the totals is gone now. Patriots 4-4, Panthers 4-4. They're both 4-4 against the spread. Collectively, the over under is 6-10. What are you leaning in this game?
It all comes down to if McCaffrey plays. Right now he's down as questionable. But the Patriots are riding high right now. And let's see who they play. They destroyed the Jets, which we saw even on Thursday was not hard, which we all said it was. I mean, Jets have a bad defense, so scratch
Yep.
that game. And they beat the Chargers, who are very, very injured on the defensive end.
On the road,
Chargers
too.
on the road in Los Angeles, which I still say is a quality win because you beat Herbert, Eckler, you beat Mike Williams, you beat Keenan Allen. I mean, that's a solid offense. So that was a quality win. Sam Darnold, if McCaffrey doesn't play, Patriots are going to win this game. Okay, that's plain and simple. If McCaffrey plays, I'm on the Panthers +3.5. Because if McCaffrey doesn't play, it's Sam Darnold versus the Patriots, and there's no chance in hell that I'm taking Sam Darnold versus anybody. So it all depends on who you play. So I really can't say.
Well, I'll tell you, both these teams have injuries. Patriots banged up on defense and offense. Two of their best linebackers, Kyle Van Noy and Dante Hightower, questionable. Tight end Jonnu Smith is questionable. They haven't really used him. They've been using Hunter Henry more. Right guard Shaq Mason is questionable. Even the Patriots kicker, Nick Folk, is questionable. And then on the other side, like you said, Christian McCaffrey is questionable. Sam Darnold is questionable. He was in concussion protocol. Linebacker.
Good thing.
To be honest, I don't know who their backup is behind
P.J. Brown,
Darnold.
former
Okay.
Temple quarterback.
Okay. Shaq Thompson, linebacker for Panthers, also out. Their center is questionable. Actually, Shaq Thompson questionable. Their left tackle is questionable. Their middle linebacker is questionable for the Panthers. I mean, to me, all these question marks. This is a stay away game for me. I don't know. 3.5 points. Panthers at home looks attractive, and I think the books want you to take the Patriots at that number, and have them either win by a field goal or the Panthers win outright. The total is also a stay away for me.
Oh, 1,000. This whole game is a stay away. But just keep in mind, if you are betting, it's going to be comes down to McCaffrey. If McCaffrey doesn't play, it's Patriots all day. Even if McCaffrey plays, I still can't touch the Panthers with Sam Darnold or even P.J. Brown as quarterback.
Yeah, it's difficult to cap this one with all those question marks. So I wouldn't give it out to any of my subscribers, and I don't think you would either. So
not even close.
Yeah, I would watch though right before game time to see any line movement if tell you whether or not McCaffrey's playing. But
you'll know if McCaffrey's playing. Just look at the line movement. That's the only way.
Exactly. Broncos Cowboys. Broncos a 10-point road dog. 10 points, a lot of points, but man, Cowboys 7-0 against the spread. Their last 10. That offense, man, the Cowboys offense #1 in the NFL. Dak Prescott's supposed to play today. I don't see him on the injury list. Have you seen him on the injury list today? So I would assume
I'm actually playing against him in fantasy, and there's nothing. He's not on the injury list.
Right. Dak playing against a pretty good defense. The Broncos defense ranked number 6th overall, but their offense has not been able to get much points. They don't score much. Offense ranked 21st in the NFL. The Cowboys offense is a huge, a huge mismatch against the Broncos offense. Of course, they don't play against each other, but I just don't see the Broncos being able to stop the Cowboys offense, especially after losing the leader of their defense, who was traded to the Rams, Von Miller. Your thoughts on Cowboys and Broncos?
Broncos obviously don't have a season this year. They traded Von Miller. That just basically tells the entire team that the organization is not playing to win this year. They're playing to win in the future. So Broncos, I mean, this defense was beat up already. The offense is beat up. This is just a bad position for the Broncos to be in. I think the Cowboys roll in this game. I'm on the Cowboys -10.
All right, we got inside the numbers here. Let's look at Denver 1-4 against the spread in their last 5. Total's gone under. Denver's 6th of the last 8. Dallas, like I said, 7-0 against the spread their last 7. If The Dallas 4-1 against the spread against the AFC. Any thoughts on the total? It's sitting there at 48.5. I'd be a little leery of the Broncos scoring much, leaving it all up to
I would lean under because I think the Cowboys win this by about 3 touchdowns. Broncos,
Right.
This is a bad spot for the Broncos. Bad spot. You got any fantasy owners on the Broncos, don't even play them. That's how bad it's going to be.
Right. The total, as far as we know, Denver 2-6 to the under. So the Cowboys an over team, Denver an under team. If I had to pick, I might choose the over. I don't know. I think Dallas could put up 38 points. That would mean Broncos have to score 11 or 12, which they might be able to do. But I would stay away from.
I don't see the Cowboys scoring that many points. I really don't. They run the ball too much. Once they're up by so much, they could be up 2 touchdowns. They're just going to pound Zeke and Tony Pollard. They're not going to throw downfield, but yeah, it's
all right. You heard it here. You like the under? Okay, you got 49.5. I show 48.5, but yeah, let's call it the under and move on to Browns Bengals AFC North matchup. This line still sitting at 2.5, right? Oh, now it's 2, huh? Browns 2-0 the Bengals.
Down to 2. Yep, went down to 2.
Went down to 2, so money coming in on Cleveland, I can only assume. Browns 4-4, Bengals 5-3. The Browns, man, if they want to get back into this AFC North win, now would be a good time, right? Against their in-state rival and conference rival, division rival. Some key injuries. The Browns will be without right tackle Jack Conklin. Odell Beckham Jr. was released. Quarterback Baker Mayfield with that shoulder, he's probable. The Bengals, no real significant injuries, relatively healthy. 70% of the bets on the Bengals, 67% of the money on the Bengals. Most of the bets and money are on the over. Your thoughts on Bengals Browns?
I really like the Bengals here. Browns are beat up. They have injured on the offensive line. Mayfield is injured. Beckham, he's not with the team anymore. I mean, the Browns are a mess right now. They really are a mess. They struggled last week versus the Steelers. They're playing injured. I mean, this has Bengals. They had a hard loss last week, which they should never have lost. They had an 11-point lead with 6 and change left in the game versus the Jets, and they blew it. Bengals have something to prove, as the Browns are just trying to basically skid by. There's nothing they can do. They're week by week are the Browns. I mean, the Bengals, I just don't see the Bengals losing this game. I really, really don't. It's basically a pick 'em. -2, it's pretty much a pick 'em. I don't think it'll be that close. I really don't think it'll be that close.
Yeah, and to me, it all comes down to Joe Burrow not making some turnovers. That's the thing that could hurt the Bengals the most. We have to kind of consider that Jets game last weekend as an anomaly.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah.
Throw it out the window.
Just they played a bad game. They didn't take the Jets seriously. They didn't expect the Jets to throw the ball 40 or 50 times. So let's go inside the numbers a little bit in this game. Browns offense ranked 10th, but they are the number 1 rushing offense. But you know what? Cincinnati number 7 versus the run. If I was Cincinnati, I would just stack the box, and force Baker Mayfield to make some plays without Odell Beckham. Some key injuries. I'm not sure. Besides Jarvis Landry, I think is questionable too. I don't know who Baker Mayfield's going to throw to.
I don't know. I mean, it's not their tight ends. I mean, there's nothing really flashy. Mayfield's going to be struggling in the passing game, just like he did last week.
If Landry
lost at home to the Steelers,
that
was an okay offense. Now you're going to be the Bengals have an explosive offense.
Yeah,
they have an explosive offense.
I agree. This number is so weird. This number is so weird. I should be pounding the crap out of the Bengals. I don't think the Browns are going to be that. I don't think the Browns. This looks like a Bengals 7-point win at the least. I could be wrong.
7 10-point wins.
Right. And I would lean under. I don't think.
I
I
would
mean,
lean over.
you told me some stats about the over between these two teams. They've been it's
Last
been a score fest, right?
when they played last year, they scored almost over 120 points combined the two games. I mean, just incredible games. So I'm not on the total. I would lean the Bengals. I would lean the over. But yeah, I mean, at this time of the year, defenses are injured, offenses, as long as they got the healthy receivers, the games go over on these type of games. So I would lean the over.
Yeah, I got to tell. Let's go inside the numbers a little bit here. Cincinnati are 4-0 against the spread. Their last 4 games following a straight up loss. So they must be focused in practice. The week after a loss, but Cleveland are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games on the road. But that this team has lost some key players. The offensive line, a wide receiver. You got Baker Mayfield coming back. The Cleveland 4-1 against the spread on the road. I don't think this is the week. I think they'll be 4-2, Anthony.
I agree.
I like the Bengals here. I don't get the line. It's a weird line. They want you to take the Bengals.
It's a tough game. It's a tough game.
Do you think it's going to be that close of a game?
I really don't.
I don't either.
I really don't.
Okay.
I really don't. That's why it's fishy.
It's very fishy. Yeah, I mean, maybe they're just giving the Browns a lot of credit for being for this being a division game. 2 in-state rivals. They expect it to be close. I don't expect it to be that close. I think Cincinnati have no problem covering 2 points. I could be wrong, but I don't see the Browns winning outright.
No.
All right, Packers and Chiefs. Man, we picked all the games with all the intrigue. This game's got a lot of intrigue as well. Aaron Rodgers, of course, in COVID protocol. You'll be seeing Jordan Love under center. This line opened at -2.5, and now it's -7.5 for the Chiefs. And that's all Aaron Rodgers, a 5-point swing. I think Aaron Rodgers is worth a little bit more than that. You seem to like Jordan Love. You think he'll surprise some people. The Packers can keep this game close. We all know the record, the Chiefs against the spread. Anything you want to say about Packers and Chiefs? I'll let you take it away.
So I don't think anybody is expecting to take the Packers here. Jordan Love is going to turn heads today. So when they played the Cardinals, we said it on the show. The 2-headed monsters of A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones are going to take over that game. They did. Aaron Rodgers had to make a couple key passes, but for the most part, the running game just kept pounding the belt. Second half, the Cardinals couldn't stop the run. We know how bad the Chiefs' defense is. Jordan Love just has to manage the game. This is not going to be a shootout. I think with the way his line is, again, the odds maker wants you to take the Chiefs, who are 0-4 against the spread at home, when you got the Packers are 4-1 against the spread on the road. Yes, that's with Aaron Rodgers, but still, this Packers team somehow, some way, continues to cover spreads. I'm on the Packers plus 7.5. I hate it, but you know what? That's the way I like it.
I tell you, I'm with you on this one too. The Packers, I mean, they should run the ball. I mean, the Packers offense ranks 22nd. It doesn't seem like it seems like they're
Everybody's
a lot better.
Healthy.
They're getting Devontae Adams back.
Healthy.
Yeah,
he's back. Lazard is back. I mean, I'm telling you, don't sleep on the Packers today.
Well, they'll be without their.
All Love has to do is manage the game. That's it.
Right. They have they'll be without Robert Tonyan. It's a nice safety blanket for a young quarterback, but they have Mercedes Lewis, who's just as good. So not a problem there. Yeah, and then you got Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. I want to say Corey Dillon.
His legs are like tree trunks. That's how freaking thick his legs are. So
they can pound it on the Chiefs. Chiefs defense ranked 28th. So it's not a bad spot for Jordan Love to come in against that. I'll tell you right now, the Chiefs linebacker core, inside linebackers Melvin Ingram and Anthony Hitchens, both questionable. Their starting quarterback, Charvarius Ward, is out. So they'll be down one of their top cornerbacks. That's the Chiefs, that is. And then we all know the Kansas City 3-15-1 against the spread their last 19 games. And the Chiefs, listen to this one, Anthony. Chiefs are 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 games after scoring less than 15 points in the previous game. So there you go. 0-5 against the spread their last 5 games after scoring less than 15 in their previous game.
They scored over 15.
Last week?
Yeah.
Who did they play? They played they covered against they played the Giants.
24-21 or something like that.
Did they? Okay. So I don't know why they had that one listed out there.
The score was 20-17.
20-17. Okay. Close game. They didn't cover against the Giants. The Giants, if the Giants can come close against the Chiefs, I don't see why Jordan Love and the Packers can't. Right?
I'm not saying Packers are going to win. I'm just saying they're going to
right.
cover. So,
I think they'll cover too. I think
7.5 is a lot of points versus high explosive offense. And again,
right.
all he has to do is manage the game. So I think
let me tell you
some heads today.
Let me tell you why I think the Packers could cover a 7.5 point spread. Their defense ranked 7th in the NFL, but 6th against the pass. So what do the Chiefs do best? They pass the ball. So I like
this whole year. They're overrated, but they squeak by week in and week out. That defense squeaks by.
A 3-point victory versus the Giants last week, and that was at home, right?
Yep.
So this season, Chiefs have got a lot of stuff to work out. What do you say? We give away a free play, or do we have a dog of the day?
It's with the free play.
Let's.
Can
we do them separately so I could play the transition?
Sure.
Do we have a different banner?
No.
Oh crap!
The dog of the day.
All right, here we go. All right. Our dog of the day is the Eagles at home against the Chargers +2. And our free play is the Saints -6 today. Man, I like both those plays, dude. I'll tell you. I will be playing both of those. And I'll probably play the Packers too, man. +7.5. I like that play. So we are back here tomorrow, Monday, talking Monday Night Football with G-Dog, right? All right.
And over Undergirl. Yep.
And over Undergirl. Wow, what a great show. That'll be got Steelers and Bears. Maybe we'll talk some NBA. College basketball. No?
No crooked NBA for tomorrow.
All right. Well, I'll see you tomorrow, and we might have a Sunday Night Football video coming out a little bit later. So we'll see you all. Oh, there's the dog of the day. All right. We'll see you tomorrow.
And I'm the team captain. He's the preview, and I'm the main attraction. Unstoppable, unconquerable, on top